So, lads, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video talking about Lauren Jackson. So, Lauren Jackson, on the 12th of June, she basically talked about how Caitlin Clark, she's never seen anything like Caitlin Clark before. And this was like obviously during the start of the season before when Caitlin had just had her first injury. And I think she may have, I don't think she'd come back against the Liberty at this stage, but she was talking about this. So this is obviously my video. I'm talking about Lauren Jackson. I'm going to give credit where credit's due to Lauren Jackson. Like, Lauren Jackson is a freaking one of the greatest players of all time. But let's take a listen. Right here. And three. Why have I not started this talk?
Watching right now.
Who is everyone enjoying watching? Caitlin Clark. I love her intensity. I love that. Obviously, she's a young player and still has so much, development ahead of her. But I think her smarts, the way she reads the game, the way she passes the ball, the way she shoots the ball, she can get to the basket, change her pace, And I feel like she probably has the pressure of the world on her shoulders, and she's still able to get out there and perform unafraid, no fear. Just what an athlete. I am just so impressed with her, and how awesome. So I'm a fan. Man, I would have loved to have played with her, as a point guard with that much vision and awareness. I've just never seen anything like it.
So that's what she said about Caitlin Clark. She's not wrong. There's never been a player like Caitlin Clark. And I said this, I'm like, everyone is literally like, no one was saying that this, Sue Bird sucks. Everyone was like, this is one of the craziest things. This is someone who played her career with Sue Bird. That just shows how highly Caitlin Clark is rated. The Yukon Mafia put in the call. They put in the call. After Jackson praised Bird some more, she went on Sue Bird's podcast. I'm not sure I would have loved playing with Clark, though. I'm not sure, because I'm like, pass me the ball, I'm open, give me the ball, but she's a very good basketball player. I don't know. I feel like she'd take the three instead of passing it to me, and I'd be like, no, mate, that isn't going to work. She did a 180. The Yukon Mafia put in the call. Like, how can you talk about Caitlin Clark as positively as that, and then go, she's just a shot chucker. She's just a shot chucker. She's a selfish shot chucker. I'm like, how can you go from, I've never seen someone pass like this, the tempo, the change of speed, I would have loved to play with her, to, she doesn't like to pass the ball. She doesn't like to pass. I want the ball. She's not going to give me the ball. She's going to shoot instead. How the hell did we get from, I've never seen anyone pass the ball like that, I'd love to have a point guard like that, to, she's an inefficient shot chucker. Like, well, she didn't say the word inefficient, but she's a selfish shot chucker. And I know how we got to that. The Yukon Mafia put in the call. There was a call put in, and I mean the Yukon Mafia. That's not specifically Yukon. The Yukon Mafia revolves to all old WNBA. They put in the call being like, no, you have to say negative things about Caitlin Clark. And also, just wait, you have to promote Paige Bueckers. Even Draymond's calling out the league being like, the Dallas are bottom 3 in attendance. Why is Paige's face everywhere? Like, the WNBA chose Paige. The league chose Paige. The fans chose Caitlin Clark. And do you know who decides the face of the league? It's not the league. The more the league are going to try to someone put in a call. You can't 180 like this in 2 months. You can't talk as positively and as honestly about Caitlin Clark as Lauren Jackson. And she very easily could have said, after praising Sue Bird, she was like, I would have rather played with a point guard like you, because I knew every single time it was coming in, and even and when it comes to Caitlin Clark, she shot the ball a little bit more. So I don't know. There was a way of wording this. There was a way of wording this where she could have said, where she could have made it seem, like Sue Bird was the perfect point guard to play with her, without trying to say, Caitlin's a selfish shot chucker. But she went to Caitlin's a selfish shot chucker, and that's the thing. That is the thing, and that is the ultimate thing. We saw it last year. It went from Caitlin's a selfish shot chucker, and then when Caitlin stopped shooting the ball more than 12 times a game, but she was averaging 13, 14 assists a game, it then went from, Caitlin sucks, all she does is pass, she's not a scorer, she can't score. And then when she starts averaging 20 and 10, then the knock is, but the turnovers. And then when the turnovers went down at different stages at the start of this year, it was, but the defense. And then when her defense stepped up, it's, but she started turning the ball over after she got injured. Which she did. She started turning the ball over after she got injured. It was the turnovers again. But the reality is that Caitlin Clark is the best young guard in the league. She's the best young guard the sport has ever seen. I have no question about that. Who else is the best young guard? Taurasi? No. Caitlin's better than Taurasi was. Caitlin's better than Taurasi was. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000% in year 2. And people are like, oh, what if Caitlin's never the same back after injuries? It's not like she tore her ACL. If it turns out that these are gonna like last through her career, then you know what? It was a good few years. Watching the end of Caitlin Clark in college, watching the start of Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, we're never going to see anything like it again. And it's going to be a situation where I wish we knew that we were in the good times when they were happening, if that happens. But if that happens, unfortunately, the best young guard in the WNBA happened a decade ago. Happened more than a decade ago. In realistically, the best young, if you consider Elena Deladon a guard, but the best young point guard in the WNBA, or like lead guard in the WNBA, happened ironically 5 years ago in Crystal Dangerfield. if you're talking about best rookie guard, like Crystal, I shit you not, Crystal Dangerfield probably had the best rookie guard season. Like I know it was the Wubble, so it doesn't count. Like the Wubble does not count purely because the standings were hilarious, and they played it in IMG. What's her name played Maisha Hines-Adams all WNBA, and Crystal Dangerfield was ridiculous as a rookie. It doesn't count. But like I said, it, Olgard made the call. I said there's zero chance she actually wouldn't want to play with Caitlin Clark. Of course she would. Every big wants to play with Caitlin Clark. We've seen the difference between Aaliyah Boston with and without Caitlin. And the UConn Mafia just put in the call and she pulled a 180 publicly. She said what they'll do to stay in the good grace of gatekeepers. As long as this type of behavior is common, the league will struggle to truly take off. It's pathetic. And it makes no difference. A lot of people are like, oh, the league won't take off for this. No, it doesn't. All that this will do is that Lauren Jackson, who is one of the greatest players of all time, outside of Australia, will be best remembered for this shit. Like, Cheryl Swoops is lucky that her name is as big as Cheryl Swoops, because if Cheryl Swoops wasn't one of the biggest names of all time, then she wouldn't have got away with the crap that she was doing. She wouldn't have got away with all the crap that she said about Caitlin Clark. With that, and that's still what she's best known for right now. A lot of WNBA legends, that's what they're going to be best known for. And there's going to be a right side and a wrong side. And by the way, being pro a certain player, or even if you're a Paige fan, that doesn't mean you're on the wrong side of history. But if you're a Paige fan for no reason other than to spite Caitlin Clark, which seems to be the thing, and if you're a Paige fan, as in you're trying to push Paige the face of the league, but at the end of the day, the fans decide the face of the league. The fans decide the face of the league, realistically. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. Let me know what you guys think in these comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.